Well, we're down to the final 2 weeks of the 2021 high school football regular season as the Chippewa Hills Warriors embark on 2 home games to cap off the regular season. As we continue along with our Y102 pregame coverage, joining us as always is the head coach of the Warriors and Mark Pelong. Coach, rewinding to last Friday at Fremont, we talked last week at how tough this Fremont team has played. Previous opponents prior to the game against you guys at home, 32-6 was the final score. Logan Davis with a second-half touchdown for Chip Hills. And there's a reason why Fremont has played those other teams tough. They ran the football very efficiently, and they were tough to slow down all night long, it seemed like.
Yeah, we had difficulty stopping their run game. Their running back does a really good job of reading his blocks up front, and we did not do a good job of tackling, so he got loose too many times.
And I was going to mention, too, about the offense. Kind of a slow start, punted the football away on multiple occasions, too. I know, especially when you're playing on the road, you want to get off to a fast start. And, you know, reading some of the recaps, under 100 yards offensively, not sure if that's correct, but I'm sure that was kind of a little bit of a disappointment for you guys, given the fact that the past couple of weeks you've made some strides on that end of the football.
Yeah, we definitely took a couple steps back offensively. We didn't execute the game plan very well overall, and we struggled mightily.
Was it just I guess you could say, a lack of focus from the players going into that football game then?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely difficult to figure out, and something we've been working on fixing this week. We've got back to basics and trim things down as far as formationally, and hopefully tomorrow we execute a lot better.
I was just going to ask you that, Coach, what the message was to the players, not only right after the game, but going into practice. I'm sure fundamentals were preached, like you said. Was there anything else specifically that you and the coaching staff got down to here this week going into the final 2 weeks?
Yeah, like I said, we trimmed down offensively. Some of the different formations, we trimmed them down to where we are only going to use, a couple main formations, and so we focused on more fundamentals instead of just getting lined up.
Talking to Chippewa Hills Warriors head coach Mark Pelong here on our Y102 pregame coverage, getting you set for a home contest here for the Warriors, just the second home game of the season for Chip Hills as they take on the Lions of Newaygo, who also have a first-year head coach as well. And let's get into that matchup, Coach. Newaygo struggled as well this season, 1-6 on the year. Looking at the tape, what have you seen from this Lions group? They're kind of in a transitional period, like I said, with the first-year head coach.
Yeah, they have some really nice, skilled kids. The quarterback does a good job of running their offense and gets the ball out quick. We're going to have to rally and tackle their kids on the edge. They do a nice job attacking the width of the field. And so we're definitely going to have to rally to the ball, because he'll throw it from one hash all the way to the other sideline, and he's very effective running the ball too. So we're going to have to make sure we keep outside leverage and don't let them escape out the back door.
And then just break it down here a little more simplistically, just some quick keys to trying to get that elusive first victory of the season. Obviously, I know it's been a tough go of it for such a young group. I know they're learning on the fly here, like we've talked about numerous times this season, but is it all just come down to fundamentals in this game?
Yeah, I mean, our goal all year has been try to finish off drives offensively, and we haven't been able to do that. And so we've really focused on that and continue to focus on it. Defensively, we'll get 8 guys to do the right thing and 3 guys that, don't. And, we let something out the back, or whatever the case may be. So, we are, we're hamstrung by our youth here a little bit. And, but, it's you show up to practice every day knowing, that you're going to really have to coach your butt off every kid, we're asking a lot of these kids to, play above their pay grade, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And, so it's, on one side, for us, it's refreshing knowing that going in every day, we have pretty much blank slates. And, so, it hasn't been, the season itself is, to go to practice, it's enjoyable for us.
How has this young core, the freshmen and sophomores especially, adjusted to all this adversity throughout the year? Like you said, there's been a lot of bumps in the road, putting these young players, especially some of your freshmen, into the fire here and having them start at the varsity level going up against the juniors and seniors at the varsity level. How have these young kids adjusted as this year has gone along through the first 7 weeks?
After, the first actual, varsity game, that these kids played in, walking off the field, and they were just amazed at how much faster the game was at the varsity level coming from the JV team. But they don't say that anymore. They have, they're, for all intents and purposes, they're all varsity players right now. And, they've gotten used to the preparation's quite a bit different at the varsity level than it is at the lower levels. So they've responded to that. And then they've tried their best to get up to speed of what they need to do. And coaches have been patient. Obviously we're not dealing with, seasoned, varsity athletes for the most part. So we've tried to remain patient with them, and I think they've responded pretty well.
And final thing here, Coach, again, we appreciate your time chatting with Chippewa Hills Warriors head coach Mark Pelong on our pregame coverage. The seniors, I know it's been a tough go-around for the few seniors that you've had. How much have you had to lean on them in terms of the leadership, trying to guide these young players along as the season, has transpired here? Yeah,
they've taken on quite a role. It's, I don't really know, how to put it. We only have, 5 or 6 seniors, and then you have 30 kids that, normally, in most years, in all honesty, they wouldn't really associate with a great deal because, those kids would be down on the JV team. And so they've done a good job of kind of jumping right in and becoming, mentors for these younger kids and, kind of showing them what it means to be a varsity athlete.
Well, as always, Coach, we appreciate the thoughts and best of luck here in week number 8 against Newaygo at home.
Thank you very much.
That is the head coach of the Chippewa Hills Warriors, Mark Pelong. Stay right there. More pregame coverage continues your way next as you're listening live on Y102.